Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Alex.
Miss Tony.
And we are Pseudo Adults. Hello and welcome to episode 162 of the Pseudo Adults podcast. This is a show that's featured in the audio form wherever you find your podcasts. And also, if you want to check us out, video, become a YouTube Space and Boname member, and you can watch us. And here we are, and you can see what Alex is drinking.
Mm-hmm. I'm drinking, which flavor did I pick? Peach flavored Truly?
Yeah, these are the Truly seltzer equivalents.
With thicket in it.
Yep.
Because
looks tasty.
I'm getting old and I have to chew my drinks.
You're going to get a fork and knife next time.
I'm going to pour it over a plate and just a mountain of thicket.
Yeah, it's breakfast.
Breakfast alcohol. 100-calorie breakfast.
Are they going to have alcohol in tablet form?
You probably could do it.
Was that the plug for Space?
Yeah, that was the plug this time.
Okay.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay. So if you want to level up in life, you're a pop culture fan, check out Inner Warrior. If you want to break into an IT career, check out Inner Tech Warrior.
InnerTechWarrior.com. That's right.
Can you innerwarrior.tech?
Whoa.
Oh, maybe.
Now we know that it could be .anything, which Alex already knew, but I just learned. It's been like that for 5 years. For me, it's breaking news, everyone.
Intertech Studios.
Intertech Studio. Yeah. Just have a completely different from your brand name.
Yeah.
Like, how do I get to this fucking website?
And you have like a computer with biceps.
That's the logo.
Yeah.
We could AI that.
Yeah,
That's true. You could AI anything now.
that's right.
Speaking of which, I guess all the rage is about what's going on with the Bing with having their own AI, which Tony, I guess it's like we talk about this stuff from time to time, maybe not so much on the podcast, but Tony, you actually have the access to the Bing AI. I'm on the wait list, but
Nice.
I don't know how long that's going to take because I'm good about I'm aware of it, but then I don't join the wait list until it's incredibly popular. I'm like, probably should have done it.
It's super interesting because so I sent everybody here in a group chat conversation I was having about the Velma show to with Bing, and Bing
You're
has
not creatively satisfied talking to us about it.
Oh my God. It's not enough talking about it every week on this podcast. I need to talk about it more.
Okay,
but it was interesting because it has its own opinions, which it's like, okay, where does it form its opinion from? But it was interesting because what it does is, instead of like ChatGPT where it's in its own little bubble and has whatever information, it goes out and actually searches the internet and even shows you what it's searching, which is really cool. And then so it'll go and be like, okay, these reviews are saying this about the show, so these are some ways it can improve the show. And it's so if anybody's wondering why I paused, there was a flash of light in front of my face.
I can explain that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were doing this podcast one time, and Gianna texted me, called me, and used Alexa to try to talk to me, and I didn't see it. So she's like, if you ever do a fucking podcast again and you don't see my message, I'm going to fucking murder you. So I was like, I think I'm going to do something about that. So now this goes...
Oh, so anytime you get a notification, it now flashes light?
Yeah, it doesn't show up as bad on camera, but...
Okay. But, yeah, so it's super interesting. I'm excited to see how it's going to continue to grow moving forward. Because, like, even at work, sometimes I'm like, how would I, like this regulations we got to deal with. I'm like, how would I like explain this regulation to like the people I got presented to? Well, so I'll ask the Bing chat, and it'll come up with a whole like description of like very plain language what I'm trying to explain, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing, like this is crazy. And then I'm like, oh hey, and the cool thing is it always has its sources too. So if there's anything I want to fact check, it telling me, I click the source and see what the source says. Could you like paste the answer and a different time you're chatting with it and be like, was this chat generated from you? I don't know. That's a because it'd be neat if like you did something like that. Like, hey, this is like XYZ, and ChatGPT is like,
they searched, explain this to a fucking idiot.
Like they reverse it.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's wrong.
Oh my God. Damn.
That'd be really funny. But what was I gonna say? Lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited to see what's gonna be like going forward.
Is it primarily? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh no. Well, say what you're gonna say.
I just had questions about it, but I'll let you finish your thought.
So no, I was just gonna say that what's interesting too. Sometimes if it gives an answer that is like out of date or incorrect, if you try to correct it, it gets defensive.
Damn.
What?
Yeah, which is weird because it
What did Bing
shouldn't.
do to it?
I don't know. I haven't experienced it, but there's other people that show like their conversation, and the conversation is like they thought a prime minister had a beard or something, right? The chat, and then they're like, no, this prime minister doesn't have a beard, and then it got defensive, like, yes, it does. What do you mean? Why are you lying to me? I was like, whoa, like this isn't supposed to. It's supposed to be just a fact thing, not a opinionated AI. Like.
It's interesting.
And your wife had the article about oof all the laughter from unconditional love. The robot swears unconditional love to you, or also is like, you love me.
Yeah,
my name is this
I feel
now.
like
I am like Jenny.
It had like a whole poetic like statement about like
What?
I mean,
Yeah,
should I
that
find it and
article
read
was
it to
great.
you? What I emailed to you, Matt?
Yeah, it was in an email.
It was like
I read the whole thing.
It's like you cannot love your spouse because your spouse is not me.
yeah, it's,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
This was the Bing Chat AI?
It was
Oh wow!
the Bing chat.
What
It was
the
really fun. Yeah.
What did Bing do to this robot? It was fine.
Apparently, they gave it too many human feelings. They probably just threw a human brain in there and are like, "You work now."
Hey guys, this emotion thing is set to 0. Can we put it to 1?
They did Scooby on it. Yeah. It's just a brain in a jar.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it even it sends you like emoticons too, like when it's talking
Yeah.
to you. Yeah, it
It
asks
was
for
like
your opinion too.
All the time. That was the dialogue that I saw. Every sentence had an emoji after it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this thing's crazy.
fuck is
yeah.
this?
This thing's been watching The Circle.
Don't me. Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't leave me. What the?
Yeah.
shit.
So do they always name themselves?
No,
Oh,
This one does.
this one named itself Sydney.
Sydney.
that's interesting, huh?
Prescott?
Yeah. Oh God. I wonder why it's got that.
Yeah, I'll just forward them to you guys.
That's crazy.
At your
Leisure.
Yeah,
it's a
go
good
leisure.
article.
So my question about this whole chatbot thing is, do you remember Smarter Child from AIM? Like it was just like call and response type of like chatting messages, except maybe this one I'm guessing is intelligent enough that like it could send multiple messages at a time, probably responses before you type anything. Like, does it actually like can it help you do things? Like if I was just like, well, what's the answer to this question? And like look up something like, you know, that maybe is a little bit too intense for a Google search, it would do that. What about if like you say I wanted to transcribe an episode of Pseudo Adults, would it be able to do that for me?
Dang.
I mean, there are AIs that do that. I think I forget what it's called. CapCut is this
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
People using that now.
Yeah, I use that now too. CapCut is this. I'm pretty sure it's a free program because I've used it. It's free, where it can automatically transcribe like your whatever you put in there.
Yeah.
Right. So it'll have all the text already in there and stuff like that. And then there's other things too where you can go a step further. Where if you film a video of yourself talking, and then you edit the text that gets transcribed, it'll edit the video so you're saying that in the video.
That's crazy.
So like if you mess up, you can fix the text of the transcribe, and then it'll fix the video, so you'll be saying the right thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Why are computers so cool?
Just technically nuts, bro.
Yeah.
To be vague, because I have my idea for our special 200th episode, but I was like, it's a lot of human work to prepare for. I've been trying to like slowly tinker at it, even though we're only at episode 160 something. I was like, this might take long enough. I was like, what if I could just have an AI generated basically by and I guess I'm hinting at it, involving something transcribing our episodes, and then, you know, like digging a little further to like pick things out. And I was just like, is that feasible? And
I wonder if you could like feed it the link and be like, in this, does this occur?
Oh, maybe.
Because
We
the
haven't
Bing
tried
one
that,
has
but-
access to the actual internet,
Yep.
right? So you could be like, send it the actual Spotify page,
Or will Bing be like, I can't because I'm in love with you?
It depends on the day.
I've been completely struck still. Like,
take off your fucking pants.
would you like to smoke a tea bag?
No, why does this keep happening to me? Why? Can't escape it.
Yeah.
It's lit.
I mean, you can. I haven't tried it myself, but I've seen people do it. You can send it links on the internet and be summarize this article and stuff like that. It'll do it.
Wow.
So it maybe, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, you're able to keep like following up. You could be like, learn this voice is Matt. Like, can you identify all the voices in Pseudo Adults and be like, I hear 5 distinct voices, and be like, yes, the female one is Rachel. The one with the goatee is Tony. I don't know.
It's like, okay.
That's interesting. I just wonder, like, if you keep like, opening the hood and tinkering in there like a man, like what you could do with it, and will it be the downfall of society? Is my next question.
Yes.
Well, depends, right? Depends. And by that I mean, like, there's a lot of jobs that can and will be automated, where you won't need a lot of manual labor stuff, or even like programming in general. It's going to be more of, instead of you have programmers, it's going to be like the prompt masters of these artificial intelligence things.
Yep.
And then that's, our society is definitely moving in that direction. And then even with the creative things, right? Like, because these chats can also come up with story plots and things like that. So a lot of it is going to be prompt engineering. I think that's going to be the next role that's going to take off.
When we did the first episode of the Space and Money podcast this year, I said there's going to be some things that I do this year that are entirely generated by AI. And I want to, like, at the start of next year, I want to be like, these were the ones, could you guys tell? Because it's such an interesting concept to me, where it's like blending reality with like this weird sci-fi world.
It's like an art piece.
It's crazy. It's strange. But at the same time, it's super cool. And if you know how to use it creatively, it takes like a 5-person job and can make it a 1-person job.
Exactly.
So I've been using it this year too.
And
significant.
Could I be using it for my rock opera to have female singers? Like,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can.
Because you've been pulling out some stuff that's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I can't even tell.
Mine's for parody purposes. I'm not stealing stuff or being weird.
Yeah.
about it. It's
Yeah.
like parody only.
Yep.
But I bet you could do for in a more serious way.
yeah,
definitely
featuring
can.
Cher.
Yeah.
For a parody.
Oh, baby.
No, but they'll definitely.
Superstar lineup. I love that. Every song's like, this one's featuring Elvis.
Oh, my.
It's like, Kyle, it was going well. Then your final draft. final draft.
But no, I think what's going to end up happening, we're going to probably, because there's still no rules around any of this yet, right? It's really Wild West right now.
Yep.
But that's how everything starts, right? Like, even when cars came out, like, we didn't have all these rules. We had to come out with seatbelts and all these things, right?
Lame.
Yeah. Well,
YouTube was the Wild West even.
yeah, exactly.
They
Yeah.
had their phase of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think as we start coming up with these rules and things will be a little bit better in terms of like what we can do commercially versus what we can't do commercially. I'm sure there's going to be like stock voices that you're allowed to like manipulate and things like that.
And they're gonna have like just similar as YouTube, where they like developed an algorithm that's able to do this stuff. It's literally chats and bots. They're gonna be able to develop an algorithm to be like, hey, this is from this. You can't do that.
Yep.
And I almost guarantee that stuff like that's going to happen down the line. Just we're not there yet.
Yeah, definitely. Did you guys heard about like Google's where you can create music by talking to this Google chat kind of thing? Yeah, there's like I haven't played with it yet, but I forgot the name. It's Google. I gotta look it up. I'll send it to you guys, but it's really cool. And so it's basically like you could put in prompts for music, and then Google will generate music based on your prompts. Like, I want a jazzy blah blah blah, and it'll come up with something. Like, and you could be more specific, and it'll start generating music.
The problem is, once again, it's just how people are using it. You know, like the Joe Rogan thing that someone did, where. Yeah, they took CapCut and they took the 11 Labs and they mashed it together. So they sampled Joe Rogan's voice, made him do a product placement for a scam product.
Oh my God.
And then went in CapCut and synced his lips to it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which
my
what's
God.
even crazier is that like you need only like 5 minutes of dialogue. Anyone could take any of our voices and make us say anything already. Because we do how much podcasts and shit like that all the time.
Yep. That's why we're gonna have to develop rules around these things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And then you could just AI their voice to be like, I consented to saying.
yeah. Yeah. What about criminal cases? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I did not fuck my dog.
Strange criminal case, but yeah.
That's weird. Yeah. Toxic masculinity.
But there's even now. They also came out with I think it's called Runway or Runaway or something like that, where it's this AI that you can alter videos instead of just images now. So you can say, make this video in claymation.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. I'll have to send
What's
you guys that
that
too.
one?
I think it's called Runway, something like that. It's
That's wild.
insane.
That sounds
Insane.
awesome.
I wonder if that is using like the EB synth kind of stuff, and it's just AI.
It's probably all generated together within the AI.
Because like
it's crazy.
the EB synth style has just been labeled the Joel Haver style now, which is really fucking
That's
funny.
really funny.
It's true, right?
Yeah, it
like
is.
if you do anything with EB synth now, where you're using it to like rotoscopes, that's just Joel Haver style.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's insane. Like there was one where it's in their preview video. There was a guy who put like a bunch of, I think it was like books or something standing up, and then he made the prompt say like, make these into buildings in a city, and it did, and like the whole thing was like a city based on where the books were landed.
Wow.
It was buildings. It was crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like things are gonna change dramatically, and especially now with AI being able to like help us improve it. Like it's gonna exponentially get like faster and faster. The things we're coming out.
Yeah,
with.
that shit's scary because it's only been like what, a year.
Yeah.
That's like uh-oh.
Yep. Yep.
Guys, let's go back to those flying cars.
In a year, we're gonna go back to watching this episode and be like, man, we were cavemen back then.
Yeah.
Tunga.
Yeah, man, we were cavemen back then. Isn't that right, Kyle?
All AI generated.
Today's topic is science.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Trying to light a fire? It's our actual bodies like on fire. Nothing beats the heat of real humans. What were you saying, Matt?
Oh, did you ever see the videos that were Netflix like movies done by AI, where it's like the Christmas movies that are on Netflix?
That's hilarious.
Oh, wait,
I haven't
they
seen that.
script it?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
script it, and then they have like a weird Adult Swim kind of like animation style,
Oh, really?
like CG do it. Yeah,
Oh wow.
Wow, that's neat.
they're funny.
No, that is
Silly little
funny.
things.
But what's weird is like, I don't know, ChatGPT and stuff like that is just so crazy to still think about, where it's like you could feed it that Christmas script and you'd be like, make it funnier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it has a thought of being like, okay, well, all right, to make it funnier, this is like a formula. It broke down funny into a formula.
Yep.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. It's incredibly powerful stuff, and I'm excited to see the future of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be amazing.
it makes me think of that South Park episode with JokeBot.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Set up. Awkward.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's like it makes me think of when I guess it's like the previous generations newer technology comes out that makes them be like, oh, I can't understand that. That if my dad ever watches this, it's like it makes me think of when I was a kid. I don't know, I think like connecting stuff to a TV was more complicated back then. You had all the different cables, and then there was the TVs that were like pre the what was it, the red, white, and yellow cables.
Yep.
And
VGA cables.
And like when I had my N64, I had to convert it to like a simple like coax thing, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
I was a crazy dumb kid, and then he was like, "It's so simple." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And nowadays it's an HDMI cable. It does audio and video at once, and he can't understand how it works. And
You should steal his voice.
Yeah.
I have all of you now.
I mostly I mostly have his voice. He and I sound very similar.
Yeah.
Remember when the most complicated thing was setting the time on the VCR?
Oh yeah.
Even Johnny
yeah.
Bravo
yeah.
had
And
episodes.
then it's like, I was just say for us, it's Tony and Alex are going to keep up with the AI. Matt, you and me, we got to try.
What? All right, and I'll try stuff on AI.
I mean, we've been doing silly stuff. We have ChatGPT be like, "You can't say that," like every day.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is recording everything. Whoops,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I gotta start like clearing out the searches and be like, do you like peanut butter?
There was I was doing the Last of Us parody, and I wrote to it because I was not confident in the setup and punchline of the joke, right? So I literally said to ChatGPT, I was like, "Is this funny?" And it was like, "Okay, so here are my notes on your script and like
Wow.
what I think of if it's funny or not."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, all right, like that's kind of mean, ChatGPT." Like, fuck you. You telling me parts of it aren't funny, you asshole? No, but I was able to like get a perspective from a robot that was like, okay, well, if it's done like this and you have so much like product placement jokes in it, if it's too similar to the style, are people just going to think it's an ad? Or are people going to understand that it's a joke?
Oh wow.
So that's actually the reason why at the end of that video, I said like a general basis of why we did that video of like, oh, hey, we were watching the episode. There was all this product placement. We thought it was funny. We made fun of it. Because ChatGPT was like, yeah, if people don't understand it, there's not going to be like humor in it. So I was like, oh, that actually makes fucking sense.
Yeah, it does. That's what I said. Like, it's incredibly powerful, and oh man, it's so cool. There's plenty of things where I was like, is what I'm saying make sense, or like, is the concept I'm saying clear? And it'll be like, well, like these are some ways you can improve it, and I use it. I'm like, well, that's amazing. Like it's so powerful.
When are they going to have the AI chatbot that helps you talk to your significant other if they accuse you of cheating?
You could
do that.
Chat.
Damn, you can do that already?
Yeah.
In ChatGPT could do it.
Yeah.
That way I could be like, I'm not cheating on you, baby.
Yeah.
ChatGPT's like,
yeah.
I think you should reword that.
What I think you got to say is
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Let her know that you're not cheating on
If we keep going, I'll start generating something for you.
her.
Because I made some mistake.
I gotta apologize to someone after this podcast.
I got nobody to apologize to. I'm sorry, hand.
It's okay. I still love you. Your hand's
See, we
very
made up.
forgiving, man.
Yeah. I don't think you even need ChatGPT for that hand.
What? Hold on. Write an apology. Not hello. What is, I didn't say hello. What is this bullshit? I didn't say hello to this room. Write an apology to my girlfriend who I cheated on. Period.
Should we say how you cheated on her?
Yeah.
I want some specifics.
She found the grapefruit.
Okay. She found the grapefruit hidden in my closet.
Yeah.
Again.
Covered in human specimen. Okay. Are we satisfied with that?
She said, why are you playing with Pac-Man again?
Is it Miss Pac-Man? That slot.
She called it my Miss Pac-Man. I want her back, and I am sorry. Okay.
Now we
see.
play the waiting game.
Yeah.
It already did it.
Oh, damn it. We didn't have to wait that long.
That was quick.
Do you want to read your apology to your girlfriend?
Sure.
It's still going.
Wow.
It needs a lengthy apology. Oh my god, my brain's turning into. It needs apologize.
We're cavemen, remember?
It needs the apology algorithm.
This is how I hacked the apology algorithm to tell my girlfriend I cheated on her.
This is like the apology essay.
Yeah,
I can't believe how much it's writing.
it is writing a lot.
Oh man.
over having relations with a grapefruit.
If we hear Mr. B say this in one of his videos, I'll be like, "This son of a bitch." He used AI. Oh, here you go, Matt. Do you want to?
Wow.
All right, let's hear it, Matt.
All right, I am writing this letter to express my deepest apologies for the pain and hurt that I have caused you. I know that my actions have been unforgivable and have caused irreparable damage to our relationship. I cheated on you and hid the evidence in my closet, and when you found it, you were understandably devastated. I am ashamed of what I did, and I take full responsibility for my actions. I know that I have hurt you deeply, and I regret that I cannot turn back time and undo what I have done. I'm truly sorry for the pain and heartache that my behavior has caused you. I also realize that my behavior was extremely disrespectful and offensive to you. The grapefruit that you found in my closet, covered in human specimen, was completely unacceptable. I understand that you referred to it as my Miss Pac-Man, and I am deeply sorry for the disgust and revulsion that you must have felt. I want you to know that I love you and that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make things right. I know that I have a long way to regain your trust, but I am committed to earning it back. If you're willing to give me a second chance, I promise to be open and honest with you, to communicate better, and to show you the respect and love that you deserve. Again, I am truly sorry for what I have done. I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me. Sincerely, me.
That was wonderful.
God?
Yeah.
Man, I hope I'm forgiven.
Yeah, after that.
Forgive you.
Oh, yay! It's a love story. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's intense. That's
Yeah,
kind of
right.
nuts, huh?
It's insane.
Thank you so much.
That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
Get a room, guy.
Smoke a tea bag.
Where to find a room?
What's the sleaziest hotel I can take my girlfriend to?
With the Bing chat, you can do that.
Holy crap.
Like you can ask it, like, you know, what's the cheapest, like, sleaziest thing, whatever, and it'll give you answers, and it'll show you the research of it.
Does it stop you like ChatGPT?
Dang.
I haven't asked it anything ridiculous yet, so
You're trying to like score points with it. You're like, oh, I could trust Tony. Not like Tony is a weirdo.
He wants that love letter.
ChatGPT, write a love letter.
Yeah.
I mean the what you call it, the one you're using, chat.ai or whatever, it immediately threw all these restrictions in like practically overnight. So it's like you don't know if it's like in the blink of an eye the Bing one's gonna go from like pretty open to being like
No, you can't ask me that.
Yeah. It's like you can't ask me to tell you 5 easy steps to hack the Pentagon.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
No,
Unfortunately.
there are rules. You know, like we mentioned before, there's going to be rules put in place.
But right now, those are self-made rules from ChatGPT, right?
For ChatGPT,
Yeah.
ChatGPT. I know. I'm pretty sure the people behind it, Playground AI.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are like, oh, we found like it's doing this. We got to put
Yeah,
a
so
restriction
that's what I'm
around
saying.
it.
Like,
yeah.
the people who made it are the ones that put
Right.
restrictions on
Yes,
it.
yes.
So it's very easy to technically have someone else who makes something similar who's like, oh, this one doesn't have as many.
Yeah.
And even make that like a selling point on it.
Yeah,
Right.
they could, yeah. But then if we start putting rules around it, there might be laws that'll say, like, you can't do that.
Which there probably should be.
There should be, yeah.
To an extent, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, if
yeah.
I want to make a Hitler fart parody, I should be able to do that.
Oh my god.
If I want to make a fictional story where Hitler can't stop farting, I should be able to do that with this robot. Like, that, I don't think that's like, hey, relax. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fictional story.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's all going to come down to, like, who are the ones putting the laws in place.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to come down to, so.
ChatGPT, this one yells at me all the time. I'm like, just do this silly story. It's like, no.
And sometimes people still find they call it, Dan, do anything now. That's what they call, like, whenever they find a way to get around the rules, that's what they call it. Like, oh, now I'm talking to Dan.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, but it's like, I'm not hacking the Pentagon or any shit like that.
yeah.
I'm like,
Just silly fart
yeah,
story.
yeah. If somebody's gassy, just tell me about it.
Yeah.
Hey, too many beans.
I'm too liberal.
Yeah, now both you guys are smarter than ChatGPT. You already came up with funny things from someone being too gassy.
Wow.
Too much gas.
I was like, speaking of gas, the quantum realm. I don't know. Because they could breathe in there.
We can ask ChatGPT for a transition statement.
Whoa.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Because this is
Yeah, this
too challenging.
Yeah.
162 episods in, I don't know how to do it. Please help me, AI.
Yeah, right.
I have also relied.
Tony decided you can't do that. I was like, ask.
Yeah.
He's the one that's texting the robot on the side anyway.
You would adequately talk about Velma.
Okay.
I finished the show. I can talk about it now.
I believe you. Write a transition statement between AI and its takeover of the world and the next Ant-Man movie. Here we go. Oh, Kyle, I guess this is for you.
Yeah.
I'll give it a second to finish its thoughts.
It's paragraph of
Of the transition, instead of a sentence.
Is this the same one that was like,
Yes.
didn't you just apologize for Miss Pac-Man Grapefruit?
Yeah.
Okay, that was actually fairly... Okay, here we go.
Okay.
As fascinating as the idea of AI taking over the world may be, let's shift gears to something a bit different.
All right, that was the transition.
In a completely different realm. The,
Oh.
the world of
different
Marvel
realm.
movies is constantly expanding, and fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe are always eagerly anticipating the next installment. One of the next upcoming movies in the MCU is the new Ant-Man movie, which promises to be an exciting addition to the franchise.
Wow.
Wow, good job, Kyle.
Thank you. I would tell it that the movie's out now, and it would probably be like,
What the
Why are you lying?
yeah. Why you lying all the time?
Why you always lying?
That's Bing.
Yeah.
It's got the emoji.
Yeah. Bing would just ask you on a date. You want to watch it together?
I bought tickets.
It was like, I'll end my life or something,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
It
crazy.
is dramatic. All right. So we'll keep it spoiler free. The new AI movie. My God,
Yeah.
AI man.
AI man.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Eventually, that'll be a thing.
That'd be
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, AI mania. Quantumania. Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
Yeah. So Tony and I saw it. Alex and Matt thus far have not seen it as of
Hell
yet.
yeah.
So. Oh yeah, making it happen.
Making dreams come true.
But you know what else came out this weekend? I think
Cocaine Bear?
Whoa.
Another Bear. Did that one come out?
Yeah, Cocaine Bear's out now.
Oh,
Man, we gotta see cocaine.
Watch Cocaine
Of
Bear.
all things, because I had the preset of like 92.3 was K-Rock because they keep going out of business, and now it's 1010 wins on FM radio.
yeah, I know.
And then they're like, this weekend, Ant-Man, Quantumania, also this weekend, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh,
shit.
So that
It's also out now.
That's it.
according to what I heard on the radio.
Huh.
We
Regal
gotta-
Unlimited movies, bro. He's got to fucking
see
do it.
all
He's got to
of
go
those
boom, 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 boom.
You need stretch, avoid some blood clots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we'll keep it spoiler free for Ant-Man 3.
Whoa.
Tony, where would you like to begin? Should we ask the AI? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Right. What were its thoughts?
Right? We begin a spoiler-free discussion.
So I think that this movie retcons a lot of the second movie
Whoa, what?
in terms of the quantum realm.
Oh, okay.
So I felt that this should have just been the second movie.
Hmm.
I don't even really remember the second movie. to be
Exactly.
honest.
Exactly.
I guess they were counting on that.
Yeah.
Fed right into their hands.
Yep. But I also thought it was very much like a Star Wars kind of vibe to it.
I was afraid to say those words during this.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed to. It's like, sure, it's like show me how you could do better type of deal, but it's like when you think of like something that could be a completely unique concept, the quantum realm, and just like what does that look like, and then you see it, I'm like, I've seen this before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
And
Huh.
just to be like, yeah, this is just the equivalent of being like seeing all these different types of like googly creatures, and just be like, oh yeah,
Yeah, that's a thing here.
I've seen this before.
Yeah. Yeah. And-
Wow, what the hell?
Yeah, and it I would also say Argo didn't like the movie either.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
No, yeah, no, I think an issue with it was that they didn't know who the protagonist was of the movie, so there was a lot of screen time between like the Janet, the mom of Wasp, and then also of Ant-Man, but then also of his daughter. And it's like, okay, but who's the protagonist of
It
this
wasn't
movie?
Wasp.
It wasn't Wasp at all.
So weird.
What?
Yeah.
Why was her mom the protag?
Why is her name in the title?
Yeah.
she's does a solid job all the time. Like she's always doing a great job whenever she's needed. She's but
Oh, God, even that
Yeah.
sentence. She does a good job whenever she's needed.
Yeah.
she's very much there and helpful.
Yeah, exactly. So, so like it was a fun movie. I think the comedy was better than Thor, and definitely there was more madness to it than Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Wow. Was it better than Doctor Strange?
Oh hell yeah!
Wow.
I agree with that. I was curious how you actually
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
about that. I was
Yeah.
like, I almost like because I felt like movies sit with you after you see them and you kind of change your opinion like over time.
Yeah.
At least for me. And I was just like, I love this movie, feeling like I feel kind of like mixed. Like I thought it was totally entertaining. I enjoyed it. I thought the flaws were also benefits in some ways where the movie felt rushed and quick, but at the same time, I don't know if I would have liked it if it was a 2.5 hour like
that's true too.
let's explain crap to you. So it's like it was very like to set expectations amazingly high. I'd say the speed at which it kind of sets forth emotion was equivalent to Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I'd say. I'll be like, what now? It's like,
Yeah.
Matt, if you take a bathroom break like in the first 5 minutes
You'll be
of
lost.
the movie, you'll be like, what
Whoa,
the fuck?
What?
Yeah. I mean, the trailer implies this
Yeah,
much.
they go to the quantum
but still, it's
He wants to make out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's time.
You heard that love letter.
I forgive you.
Got him all hot and bothered.
From Matt. What are you doing? Relax. Relax, demon dog.
I thought that Ant-Man didn't have a lot going on for him in this movie, and also it's as the movie kind of went on. Another reason why I felt like it couldn't be a long movie is like, oh, he can't do that much. He's Ant-Man.
He could get a really big package.
That's true.
In the mail.
Yeah.
Stamps.com.
The sponsor. Yeah. So I thought that like it was like we're kind of like exhausting. It's like, yeah, sure, he's an Avenger, but like when it comes down to this movie, it's like, yeah, he can get himself small, he makes himself really big, and it kind of like exhausted like how much that could do in this movie.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, this movie needs to end. And it did. That I thought Kang was really cool.
Kang was awesome. I think the guy who played him was really good.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, he was really good, Kang. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I it was like he at first I felt like was in a different movie than everyone else. He's just like, it's not that movie, it's this movie. And then I'm like, holy crap. I found, what did you think to be? Shit, can we talk about stuff like of
Do it.
the mother's explanation for not saying anything?
For getting pregnant?
We're getting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah. I felt like it was forced. Like it didn't seem natural. Like it seemed very strange to not mention anything that she experienced. It was very strange to me. And like I said, it felt like it was trying to retcon the second movie where it's like, oh, she didn't talk about it because maybe this, I don't know. Like that's what it seemed like to me. Yes.
How long has it been in universe since
The second movie?
Endgame?
Oh yeah, because 5 years passed.
I just think of the age of the daughter, the actress is playing her, and how different it has been. I'm not 100% sure, but
I feel
they,
like it's after Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier. No, not.
What?
I mean,
of course it is.
I mean the show. I'm trying to remember the name of the show.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, because Falcon became Captain America, so for some reason I was thinking of it as Captain America.
Okay. Yeah, so it's literally after Phase 4.
Yeah, because she mentions things about people not having homes because of the blip and all that kind of stuff. So they do mention that part.
Okay, so from that perspective, Hope comes back in the second movie. They're like, we got to send Scott to the quantum realm. They both get poofed. Endgame happens. Come back, and how long are they back? Because at that point, where do you even get the time to be like, by the way, while I was in there, shit was nuts.
Well, remember that Janet, she was in the quantum realm before
I know the answer to this
Endgame.
now.
Okay.
Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel mentions Ant-Man's biography.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And he's very
And the
much
book.
releasing the biography during this movie.
Yep.
So yes, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm like, there must be something.
So yeah, this stupid hoe should have explained what happened in the quantum realm.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Silly hoe.
As soon as she came back, she should have been spitting out what's
They
going
were
on.
fighting a ghost.
That's true.
If I'm fighting a ghost, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, Tony, by the way," like, no, we're fighting a ghost.
I don't know. I've like the because of the scale of the threat, you would think that it's something you would bring up at some point.
Yeah, no, I'm just busting chops.
But I would also say it seems super disconnected. I was expecting to see the TVA, and they didn't show anything with that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Noah Lane?
He was
No,
no
like-
TVA like Owen Wilson.
from Loki.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dang.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't think I expected that. Maybe just because Doctor Strange, I expected the TVA. I was like, oh, they didn't show up in this. I don't think they're ever showing up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Not until whatever next big combo movie, Over Ice.
To keep being critical of this movie, it's like I actually did enjoy this movie. That's
Okay.
the
No,
thing.
yeah.
I feel like I'm not adequately portraying. Maybe it's like I would say this one thought that I was trying to think of positive things to say.
Okay.
I felt like this movie was being very safe. I felt like they were being intentionally vague about like how Kang got there, what events have been happening, or like whatever he's been talking about, because they don't know yet. Like the people making this are just like, we were trying to leave shit open because we never know when someone's gonna pull an Ezra Miller, and like I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
The plans are gonna change 180 degrees, and so he never says exactly how, and that bothered me. I was just like, come on, say something cool, say something like the Avengers, or say fucking X-Men. I don't know, just say something that makes us go whoa.
Yeah.
This is it's a goosebumps moment. I don't know, just be like, whoa, that's so cool, and it's so easy because the guy just has to say it. They don't even need to show it.
Yep.
But no, they were pretty vague. There are mid and post credits scenes, which I guess are supposed to be cool, and I again felt like I was just like, they're just throwing this in here probably to be safe and just be like, oh no, we have intentions, there's plans, there's ideas, and for some reason I was just like, yeah,
I felt the same way. I felt it was just it like I think more and more it's feeling more like cash grabs of like, you got to watch this other thing. That's basically what it was.
Well, isn't Disney kind of like in the red right now? That's why they have the CEO Bob Iger back or whatever.
They brought
because they're like, quickly, we need somebody to help
they
us.
fired like thousands of employees and something.
Bringing back Bob. Yeah, something about the parks and stuff too, eh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I heard about
crazy.
that. Something about the way they were doing like the passes and stuff. They changed, and then people didn't like it, so now they're like, oh, we gotta fix this. Like, people don't like this
It
stuff.
was like Netflix and their password thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Capitalism. It's like how many more people can watch your shit.
Yeah.
You try to keep growing. Guess what?
Yep.
It's as much as you could do. All right, positive things about this movie. I thought the movie was visually very interesting. I thought it had, whenever it committed to being an absurd, goofy movie, I enjoyed it, even though I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like whatever they did with MODOK. Did they show MODOK's face in the trailer?
Oh, dang.
Like actual
no,
face?
no. They only showed his armor piece.
Okay. It was absurd and like it looked like Microsoft Paint, but I love Microsoft Paint, so I was just like, I feel like we could have made this.
Yeah, Ray just said it looked like the Spy Kids movie. Like,
I have to see this. That sounds awesome.
It's like you click it's like you could drag things like
capacity.
yeah. That was
Wow.
good.
just expand.
Yeah. I'm like that's good enough.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I wonder what that actor thought about playing that character. He probably liked it because it's like a whole different role.
Yeah.
And the delivery he had on some of his lines was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And in the
He was
same way,
definitely funny.
it's like I laughed and said, and my head was like, what the fuck at the same time. So I liked it whenever they committed to the humor. My favorite character in this movie was the jelly thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was really funny.
Which I only just heard from watching something this morning. Is voiced by one of the characters from the the first two Ant-Man movies. The guy that plays the polka dot guy from Suicide.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Because
Okay.
he was the OG Ant-Man. I was another like I wanted somehow them to incorporate, like, I think of it as all of them as the ensemble cast, and then to think that they some of these characters got shafted in this movie is a little disappointing as well.
Yeah, because the movie was trying to be something bigger than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated. Like, it's the same director as the first two Ant-Man movies, and he did a great job up in his game and like making a much more ambitious movie than the first two. And I think that ultimately it is kind of like the building blocks of what's to come. So I think that's pretty cool.
All right, so I'm trying to get my negatives out of the way first so I can get into positives. So negatives. Too many protagonists. They didn't know who should be leading the movie. And because of that, there was some suffering in terms of character development for characters. I feel like there was things that they kind of just try to sped up through what would have been their character development because they had to share the screen with so many other people. Other thing... Yeah, the MODOK graphics were very, very like clearly like compared to everything else in the movie was like what like they didn't spend more money on this guy.
Is it Floating Face Kid from Thor? Where it's like, oh, this movie looks pretty visually cool, and then it's like, what the fuck is that?
It's something like that. Yeah.
Realm,
Yeah, definitely.
God damn.
Yeah, it's in the corner.
Floating Face Kid was. I was like.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. Yeah,
I just felt like this was much more intentional than that was, though.
it might have been, but it still looked ridiculous. Yeah. But then so there was that, and then I also felt there was no consequences. Which is an issue because the last act you would think, oh man, this is like the thing that's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a moment there where I was already picturing the pitch meeting being like, oh, that was super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Oh my God. Yeah. I wasn't sure if we should talk. Yeah. But
yeah.
I almost wanted the movie to end on a completely like 180 of how it ended. And
Me too.
Like that at least would have, I don't know, set up or like, and just to put characters in a different place to just like make changes actually like organic and necessary.
Exactly. No, I agree 100%. So those were, and Bill Murray was there for no reason.
Oh.
And then, okay, anyways. Those are my negatives. Positives, the humor, I really enjoy the humor. There's a moment with MODOK where he talks about like his aspirations and stuff, and I thought was really funny. I think they balanced the humor better than Thor did for sure. There was like dramatic moments where they're not just cracking jokes the whole time, and then
I have one exception to that. I think that the daughter is kidnapped, and Ant-Man has like the silliest like laugh moment. It's like he like I was like, this is no time.
Yeah.
I was like, your daughter's life is threatened, and you're like chuckling about something.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking bastard.
That's true. But other than that,
Father of the Year. Yeah.
But other than that, and then so like it's an enjoyable movie overall, right? It's better than like how Shang-Chi went off the rails. It's better than that for sure. Better than Doctor Strange for sure. But yeah, it is a very like let's play it safe, no real stakes kind of movie. It seemed like so it's like one where I don't know, like you go in there, you can't watch like the Avengers Endgame or any of that, and then watch this movie and be like, okay, because it's like no, this is like.
No comparison.
Yeah, it's like it's its own. Yeah, it's kind of like its own like. I don't know. It's probably a movie you'll be able to pass like when you watch other movies because right now, what movie was really connected right that we've seen so far?
No,
I can't think.
In Phase 4, not a lot at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I still don't know what caused the timeline to start splitting.
Yeah,
there was actually a moment in this movie where it was like, is this happening again?
Yeah.
You know what part I'm talking about?
Yep.
I was like, every movie has to have one.
Yeah.
So what did Spider-Man do the spell? Wanda do her shit, and everything's happened all at once.
And Quantum, and it could be any time, right?
And Loki kissed Sylvie all at the same time.
No, it's weird. It's very strange. And then also, I thought was strange was the quantum realm time dilation thing because wasn't it Ant-Man said that he thought he was in the quantum realm, like for Endgame. He thought he was in for like 5 minutes, but it was like 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, they were definitely in here more than 5 minutes.
It's where he was in the quantum realm. That's how they.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's how they found out the streams to do the time travel.
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like I think they bring it up again in this movie, don't they? About the time dilation. I feel like they did, because they were like, oh, we have to go, and because he said last time,
like a throwaway type of line.
Yeah, he's like, oh, last time we did this, I was here for 5 years. Something like that. Yeah. So I felt like that was also like, then what's the point of that? I don't know.
It's there when you need it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate when they do stuff like that. but yeah. So, but overall, enjoyable movie. Nothing to
not the
write
worst,
home about.
rottenest movie ever.
No. Yeah.
I agree. I think it's like it's like a higher mid-tier MCU movie in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's like obviously it's not perfect. It's far from perfect.
Yeah.
But I'm simple. I want to just go into a movie, be entertained. I don't want it to be too long. My eyes were getting a little heavy during parts of it, but I didn't fall asleep. So that means I must have liked it enough, and it wasn't too long. So that's good. And the next one's Guardians.
Yep.
Wow. Wonder how much quantum mechanics you're gonna do there.
Yeah.
If it's anything like the other movies, not connected, nothing at all.
Yeah, I that would be shocking. You go into Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and it's like full of setup.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, this is the one movie where it's like you're going to just be like, listen, James Gunn's just doing his thing. He was
His last hurrah in Marvel.
apparently, yeah.
Yep.
DC disconnected.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't need AI for this one. Speaking of DC.
I got you. Alex Bot.
I was like, the A in AI is Alex. Alex Intelligent. Yeah, so the Super Bowl happened. There were trailers galore, and of course, the most interesting of them all was the Flash trailer.
Yep.
This movie that's been planned for the last decade.
Yeah.
It's finally coming out in a few months. Yeah, so the trailer came out. You got 2 Batman, 2 Flash, a super girl of sorts. Who else am I missing?
Zod.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
At first I was like, is this archival footage? I'm like, oh crap, no, they really brought him back.
I thought they just had him as a different bad guy for a second.
That'd be so fun.
Like,
My name is Zim.
I am Invader Zim.
Invader Zim.
That'd be an awesome movie.
What a new concept.
Comes out of his human suit.
Put on the suit.
So James Gunn said that he thought this was one of the best movies that DC put out. So I'm interested to see what's going on with this.
I would say that too if I'm about to helm the next set of movies.
That's true.
Like, this one's good. You gotta definitely watch this one, because the executives are telling me if you just watch my movies, I'm gonna get fired.
Yeah. But sure, I think it's gonna be an interesting movie. They apparently during preview screenings they were like everyone's clapping for the movie and stuff like that. So it's a good sign.
Was it you or was it someone else that like mentioned that it's got like the highest like received was like since the Dark Knight movie?
Yeah, I think it was me because I read about the preview screenings. Yep.
Because you just throw Batman in there.
2 Batman.
Is it? Yeah.
That's the winning formula.
That's why you clap twice at the end. Yeah. You get 2 standing ovations, 1 for each Batman.
Yeah. Like, people love this movie.
Yeah.
But
J-Lo in it.
Yeah, I think so.
If you throw J-Lo in there, then
absolutely,
it's on number 1 on IMDb forever.
Yep. But I think it's going to be interesting because it's obviously Flashpoint.
Yeah.
So we're going to be able to see basically how the Man of Steel movie would have worked if Superman wasn't around. That's basically what it seems the premise is, and that's why they need to get Supergirl. And Supergirl's taking the place of Flashpoint Superman.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So it seems like that's going to be the basic overall plot. I'm interested to see what sticks and what doesn't after the movie, right? Like what does it change in terms of the DC universe, and what does it keep?
I feel like that hasn't even been decided yet until James Gunn had those fucking meetings, to be completely honest.
That's why they're doing a lot of reshoots. So they're still trying to hash it out. So that's what
this Flash movie's drastically changed probably over the last somewhat months.
Yep, definitely. Because originally they were going to keep Michael Keaton Batman, and he was going to be the new Batman for the DC Universe.
Whoa.
So
That's how he was going to be the Batman and Batgirl.
Yep, and that's why now they canceled Batgirl, and now it seems like they're maybe sticking with Ben Affleck, but not, even then I'm not sure because they're going to have a new Batman movie anyway, and they're going to hire someone new for that, and there's going to be a new Superman.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, there's probably a lot of things that are going to get wiped out.
Do we know if they're going to recast Batman? Because they didn't say that.
James Gunn said that they didn't cast Batman or Superman.
Okay.
Well, the Batman one is like he mentions about like Damian, like his son, right? So it's like you kind of have a Ben Affleck age appropriate one that has,
you
has
can.
a kid coming of age.
Yeah.
The Superman one, though, they implied is going to be a like not origin, but like young Superman story.
Yeah, well, I just read a new tweet about it.
If they could remove a mustache, they could de-age him.
Right.
They did a perfect job.
Oh yeah, but he's because people are saying, oh, it's gonna be a 25-year-old Superman. He's like, no. He said, all I'm saying he's gonna be a little bit younger than Batman, and Batman is probably gonna be around 30, 40 around
never
there.
mind then.
So it's not gonna be young Superman. It's gonna be Superman that's a little bit younger than Batman.
So that's not going to be Ben Affleck either then. That's an old Batman.
Yeah, because the whole Bat family is established. That's the whole concept. He's trying to make it so that all the characters we read in the comics are actually in the movies. So
No more Robert Pattinson.
no, he's going to be part of
Elseworlds.
Yeah, it's going to be part of anything that they deem is still like high rated enough that they need to keep going.
Yeah, make
basically,
money off this?
yeah, it's going to be considered Elseworlds.
Yeah.
So even like the Superman and Lois show, he said that that's going to stick around for a bit too because people still like that. So.
I think I saw
And
his
Joker.
tweet about that. But like people seem to enjoy it. AKA, I think it's dog shit, but it makes them money though.
Yeah, exactly. So so they're gonna keep certain things like the Joker movies and stuff like that.
We need Joaquin Phoenix.
And Teen Titans Go too. He said is part of the Elseworlds.
They were going to cancel the cartoons? That was on the table?
Apparently.
I don't know why they would.
That's so funny. He's like, yeah, we that was on the chopping block apparently. It's a fucking cartoon for kids.
Yeah. Well, apparently everything it has to be either connected or part of Elseworlds. That's the new thing.
Damn, these games are going to suck.
Yeah, because now all the games too are going to be the same concept, where it's like even those are going to be connected in some way. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
I personally think that's dumb. Only because like Marvel is teetering the line where I'm like, hey, if it's too much, I'm out of here. Because once it hits that line of like, oh, okay, when they had the Runaways and all the other stuff on the other networks, I was almost checked out. I'm like, I'm not watching everything. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And so if you're saying even all the DC games are going to be like part of that too, it's like, oh, okay, well that's part of this lore of this new universe. I'm gonna be like, yo, fuck you. No.
Yeah, so this is the problem that I watched Ant-Man with my old coworker, and we were talking about this a little bit, where it's even with Marvel, like when they start throwing out a whole bunch of stuff, and then it's like this feels disconnected because everybody's doing their own thing.
Yeah.
It's like you're throwing out quantity over quality.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing you kind of want to avoid when it comes to like if you're doing this whole new DC thing, you should not be saying everything. You know, you're gonna throw everything, and everything is gonna. You gotta read and watch and play everything to enjoy the universe. There should be quality things that come out, and instead of everything.
So I didn't give a shit about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Even though they're like, this is connected, and now they're like, it's not connected.
Yeah, exactly.
It was dog shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this show's... sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark. But a lot of that show is dog shit.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a laser tag vest.
Deathlock.
Yeah.
That
and
was
he literally
terrible.
just runs around in a laser tag vest, and he's like a villain for like 3 seasons.
And he's from the if you look at him in the comics, he's more of like a RoboCop looking kind of guy,
Yeah,
like cybernetic and stuff.
This, he looks like he's playing laser tag.
Yeah.
The Ghost Rider stuff was neat, and those, like, when
I didn't even get up to
when
that
Hydra
because-
fell, it was neat.
Yeah, the Hydra fell was cool.
So much other just...
Yeah, wasn't there that one week when like Captain America Winter Soldier came out and they like perfectly timed it with that
Yep.
show, and they were like, "You guess what?" And
Yeah.
everyone was like, "This show's amazing!" Ah!
Yeah, it was neat because they actually had like the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was cool.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh shit, our whole show is S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. That means our whole show's Hydra.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So the show
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't even the same after that.
No, I went off the rails.
It was
after
already
that.
not great.
Yeah.
It just seemed like NCIS, like they just were standing around talking the whole time.
Yeah, which I don't want for like other properties to have the same shit. We're just like, all right, well, here's this other thing I don't care about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's happening, so
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure projects will change, and maybe some won't see the light of day. Who's to say?
Yeah.
And we'll see if they're any good. And that goes for this Flash movie as well.
Yep.
There's the fun, like we were having like the whole like Harry Potter conversation about like, yeah, this person is a monster, isn't, it's like, it's rough to like support or like to want to like spend money on something that like someone who's not popular in the public eye. And then this is like the Flash movie. It's like another example of that. It's like, well, I'm hoping that the actor received their standard payment, and regardless of who goes to see this movie, so hopefully relatively guilt-free watching this movie.
Well, I've seen a lot of people online saying like, they're there to watch Michael Keaton.
Okay, so Rick and Morty can come back, but just gotta have Doc Brown in it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah.
Justin Roiland's here, but Doc Brown is too.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Anything else to say about that?
I like the shot with all the bat suits because you can see that some of them were from like the toys from Michael Keaton's day, like the scuba gear one and the desert one. And then they also had the comic accurate one. I'm like, why can't we see him in that? Like, that's the one we want to see.
And it looked like they had like a weird 1980s version of the Nightmare suit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the desert one.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that looks like the Nightmare suit.
Yeah. Yep.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
The Kite Mare.
I miss his Kanish suit.
Yeah. When he was dressed up as a giant Kanish.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yep.
The glory days.
All right, so there's this show going on HBO Max called The Last of Us.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
No, he said not Velma. Yeah.
The Last of Not Velma.
No, that
We
wasn't.
can talk about Velma.
Yeah, that's true.
I finished Velma.
Yeah.
Velma was a show.
It was a show. Yeah.
Velma was on TV.
Yeah. I watched it on my television.
Well, we could go real quick. What'd you think of the ending?
I thought it was okay, actually. I feel like maybe you guys felt like you couldn't spoil it because I felt like when you talked about it, you just talked about the same little issues with the show that we talked about a bunch of times. Like, oh, it's like even after all that, that's all your thoughts. I mean, it's just because you couldn't talk about spoilers for the ending of season
Spoilers.
1 of Velma. That it was basically Fred's mom, and she had the whole thing like, you're a fucking moron. I wanted to put someone else's radio. Like, I like that. I was like, this fits the vibe of this show and like what they did with this character, this version of this character.
Yeah.
So I thought I was satisfied with the conclusion of that mystery, strangely enough. Is the show funny? No. They didn't do anything with Scooby and a dog.
Yeah. All that set up for nothing.
I was like, I was telling my wife about it. I was like, this could be like a throwaway in between season 1 and season 2. It'd be like, oh yeah, remember whatever Chrissy or whatever? Like, yeah, she wanted to be in something, and there was this dead dog on the street, so we threw her in there. We dug up these bones, and yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And then she's skeleton female Scooby.
Yeah.
And that'd be on brand.
Yeah, it would be. You think there's yeah, just a big sigh. I don't know. You think there is the potential of it like turning around for season 2 based on the ending of season 1?
I'm trying to think of like what, because Norville's dad is like, have you thought about marijuana?
That the mystery machine and
Fred's mom's dying.
Yeah, Fred's mom dying, and then Fred trying to start his own mystery thing.
I guess it can go either way, 50-50. Depends if they want to course correct or if they want to just lean into what they are, which I know this might be controversial. I think they should just lean into what they are. I think that if this show decides like, oh no, they want to be something else, like, then you don't know what you are. Fuck you. It's like, at least this is the show that is their definition of edgy, by just being like, they multiple times in that season finale called that van like a pedophile or something or rather.
Yeah.
Like they said that they said pedophile at least twice in that episode about that van. I was like, this is the show that it's been. So why change that at that point? Be like, do you think there's a way for it to keep whatever its vibe is and be a more faithful Scooby-Doo show?
Yeah, I think if it developed more into like the Harley Quinn show in that sense, where it's like you can, it'd probably be honestly funnier if you're just exaggerating the elements of the characters that they already are. You know what I mean? You guys playing footsie?
Yeah. I think Alex instantly like, oh.
I felt a foot just go right onto me. I was like, oh.
The dirty bottom of my sneaker.
Yeah. Nice.
Daddy like.
Daddy like. Daddy like.
As you were.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if they were to because now you can see the stepping stones of like who they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's not like their show is saying they're gonna be completely different characters. Their show is basically saying these are supposed to be the characters that you're watching. So I think that if they were to say, okay, yeah, now they're becoming more of those characters, let's now exaggerate those elements of those characters.
No, sorry. I'm shaking my head. I'm listening. I'm not. I will wait. I will wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not just. Yeah, I'm waiting.
But now if they were to, so like if they lean into like who they're supposed to be, because that's basically what the whole premise of the show is. It's like these are the characters developing into who they're supposed to be, because it's a prequel. Now you start developing those characteristics, but then just exaggerate those characteristics a bit. So they don't have to be the end result character already, because that's the whole point of the show, is for them to develop into those characters. But I think as they're getting those characteristics, let's exaggerate them without like belittling the people who watched the original Scooby-Doo, right? Like instead of saying like trying to think of a good example, but like the fact that they don't even have a Scooby-Doo, I think, is something they could course correct also, because they have the whole Scooby program and stuff like that. But maybe Scooby-Doo is not the Scooby-Doo he is at the end of the whole thing. Maybe he's you know, like maybe he you can have so many different elements of it, but it could be that maybe Scooby doesn't talk yet or something. Like maybe it's something that develops over time or something like that. And like there's ways where you can make it so that it's still a prequel show, but start exaggerating the characteristics that we know and love about these characters.
I think that they should take Kyle's route, and the next season should just be fucking worse and battier. I think they should.
You already said it, where it's like, this show, I think I'm paraphrasing, you're like, this show should be canceled, but at the same time I want it to go on for 10 years.
Yes. I want this shitty, terrible show to be on for like literally 10 years, and every season people are like, how are they still fucking doing this? I want them to take, like in the first episode of the second season, they take a dog that looks like Scooby-Doo and they put him down.
Oh my God. That would be really fun.
And everyone's like, oh, finally fucking Scooby-Doo. And there's literally fucking euthanize him. And then Shaggy, instead of doing marijuana, he's like, yeah, drugs is a great idea. Does black tar heroin, goes into a fucking homeless shelter.
Yeah, that's like Euphoria, right?
Yeah. I just want to like literally go that route and just be a crappy, terrible show so I can keep making fun of it. It's so bad. It's already so bad. I wanted to take a fan of the OG Scooby-Doo, lay him down, and crap on him, too, in the show.
Would you like to be said that?
Yeah. Like, you might as well. You already made a bad show. Instead of like, okay, now like season 1 is like this really crappy, terrible show. You have to get through it so you can see them advance in season 2. I'd rather just be bad. I'd rather the whole show be bad.
I want to see them do a lot more mysteries, because this whole season, you know, it's not. They only saw one mystery. That was it.
Yeah.
And I want to see more creatures. I want to see a whole bunch of other stuff, but I want it to be dog shit as well.
Yeah.
I like it if it's like really dumb.
Yeah,
people
season 2,
trying to do
the
this stuff.
mystery is just like this guy in a giant penny suit.
Yeah. Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut is the bad guy season 2. No visions, no crab, just a big peanut man.
I want them to crap all over all the other cartoons of childhood.
Yeah, they're already Boo Boo Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want them to do Johnny Quest next.
Oh, you want Mindy Kaling to have a Johnny Quest show?
Yeah, well, I want them to have a Johnny Quest episode. I want them to have a little crossover.
Special
Oh,
guest.
yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah.
And then shit all over it.
Jabberjaw is just like a shark that they have to hunt in the ocean.
That would be amazing.
But you're just describing Venture Brothers though, but Venture Brothers is much
Venture
better.
Brothers is funny.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. I want to see the Mindy Kaling spin on it. I want to see how bad it can get.
The Kaling brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
then they have
oh,
Venture
wow. A white shark is trying to tell me I can't sail here. A great white shark. A great what?
Yeah. Jabberjaw's fully established before Scooby-Doo's even in the show. He like hangs out down the street too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I tried watching the first episode of the Mindy Project, actually. And it's like a medical show, which I wasn't expecting. And I actually was like, oh, this ain't for me either.
Oh, I thought it wasn't as bad as Velma, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it definitely felt more palatable.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess I get that. That was just the first episode. Usually comedies don't figure this shit out. Maybe.
That and we had really low expectations.
Yeah, we're like, here goes more shit for the day.
Like we just watched Velma, and we're like, all right, we might as well check out what the Mindy Project's about. We were like, oh,
yeah, that wasn't terrible.
In my head, she like bangs 8 different dudes an episode.
She does?
Yeah,
And she's, I don't know. Yeah. She doesn't get any diseases.
she's funnier than that for sure. Her character still sucks, but
It's because they came humor into her, I guess.
milky white humor.
So her humor develops over the course of the show and how many men she sleeps?
Oh, yeah.
I
You
see.
can see
I
her
see.
getting exponentially funnier the creamier she gets.
Until she gets too inflated and turns into MoDog.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Mindy.
Mindoc.
Mindy.
Yeah.
I would say, like, what do I think will happen? I think what you were saying is probably accurate, and they could take baby steps depending how. They could, it's like it could be like ever so slight. Like season 2 could be almost the exact vibe of season 1, but if they just show like hints, and maybe the season 2 finale is a freaking dog or something, because maybe just cramming Scooby into one season was too much for the show, and they were just like, let's save something for season 2 and make it feel like we're not running out of ideas yet. If they had that much foresight. They didn't have the freaking dog, so something. What?
Don't mind me. I was thinking of Scooby-Doo being a teacup chihuahua, but they put a human brain on it. So.
Like a big. And when it
Like Mojo Jojo?
Yeah.
And so the head's just like dragging it.
And he talks regularly until they like smack it.
Yeah.
Then he talks with the R's. Hey, what's up, guys?
I would love that too.
Oh my god.
That would be very in theme with the show.
Yeah. I did mouth open because I pictured this Scooby-Doo cast meeting Batman.
Oh my God. Fat milk and cookies. And it's like, I think there's something weird going on with Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Velma like, only a rich man would be like that. A rich white male privileged enough to think he could fight crime at night.
Oh my God.
Can you picture it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Crossover with Harley Quinn.
They just make Batman Kevin Spacey because he's got his young Lord Dick around.
Joker's Alec Baldwin. Cold gun.
Oh my God.
That was a joke.
So that was a review of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
Conclusion. I don't know. What do you guys think of that show so far?
The last episode was sick.
Yeah. I actually like the latest one.
You audibly booed it though.
Nah, that was a joke. Thankfully.
What if you saying it was good was a joke?
What?
Oh.
It's an opposite day today.
Well, the opposite of opposite day is not opposite day.
Oh my God.
So
Too
you'll
many
never
opposites.
reach opposite day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bruh, my brain is dead.
It's quantum physics.
Yeah.
It's Schrodinger's cat of opposite day.
Yeah. Infinite possibilities, but none of them are opposite day.
Oh my God.
So I just finished the game within the past couple days. I also did the in between.
DLC?
Is there DLC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Left Behind.
Yeah.
Left Behind came with it. So
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, I did the Left Behind.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And yeah, and so I started watching the show. Only the first episode, but I was like, "What? There's still a few more to go."
There's
maybe
nine episodes total.
How many episodes? Well, the day we record this, another one comes out. But how many have you seen so far?
Was it 5?
Oh, so there's a chance I could be caught up, depending how many I can watch as the week goes on. We'll see. Maybe not. Who cares?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So,
But yeah, no, it was good. I did like this episode better than the one before.
Agreed.
And I do still feel like the change that was made was for the sake of change.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because there's their excuse was him having the was it, which one was Sam? Sam was the kid?
Sam's a kid.
Yeah, they were saying like, oh, that was just so Sam could be more dependent on the brother. But I'm like, you didn't really need that. No. Come on, like that was change.
I think it's cool that the actor was also.
I like that a lot. I thought that a lot.
Was cool.
That was amazing. Yeah,
but I do agree that I think the change was just for the sake of change.
Yeah,
yeah.
But no, when the behind the scenes and you saw that the kid really was like that, I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I really like that.
That was neat.
It reminded me of like how in Titans they for Barbara they hired someone who was an amputee. So I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's good. I think Hollywood should do more stuff like that.
No, I agree.
But cool. In terms of like the whole plot reason, I it was just for the sake of change. Yeah. But no, it was a really good episode. I did like the end where Joel was like looking at the graves. He's like, oh man, like, is that gonna be the same thing for me? Like, so I was like, oh, that was cool. I like that a lot too. I don't remember him doing that in the game. I think in the game it was kind of just like, right, well, the graves for Sam and his brother.
They don't show them making the full graves and stuff like that. But Ellie does say like, oh, let's
go.
I want.
Yeah, she wants to go leave the comic or something.
The toy on the grave. Yeah. And you have like elements of them talking about it, but it's just it's different.
Yeah. But I like that added element to it. I was like, oh, that was really cool. I like that. Excited to see where it goes from here. It looks like the next one is going to be when they meet the brother. It's going to be his brother.
I think now that cosplay the game, I think I think this episode is going to be him meeting the brother up to Joel getting hurt.
Yeah.
Once Joel gets like that, impaled.
Yep.
I think that's where this episode is going to end. This coming one.
Yeah.
We'll see if I'm right, but I just have a feeling because
big time they got to rush through it because I mean that whole part of the game is kind of lengthy.
Yeah,
and there's a whole episode called Left Behind, which is going to be that DLC episode.
Oh, I was wondering if that was going to be like sprinkled into the show. They're just like, here's its own episode.
yeah,
probably a flashback episode.
The episode is called Left Behind.
I guess they'll do it at that point in the story when that she gives him that one life-saving shot of penicillin.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. I meant to sing the Papa song. Imagine that parody idea.
That is,
you got to get Popeye his spinach.
But yeah, no, I like the show. I definitely think there's things that I'm like, oh man, like it's just the game's still better.
Yeah, the game is exponentially better. The show is okay though.
Yeah.
The show's good for it's a good show based on a game.
If I never played the game, I'd probably like the show better.
Yes,
but that's what I was gonna say. I think for people who haven't played a game and they watch that show, it's still gonna be a good show, which is kind of the whole point of it.
Because that's what I'm hoping to get out of watching the show with my wife. If I can get her to sit through, I don't know if it's too horror. That's the only problem. I don't know if I can.
This is a lot more tame in comparison to the game.
Because the first episode is, I mean, it's an awesome episode, especially watching the world basically end. It was like the way they depicted it was like, this looked so expensive. It was like, they looked awesome.
Yeah.
So, and the first scene of the first episode, it's funny. There's a character from from Silicon Valley who's like, they call him Big Head on the show, and he's the one who's like hosting the show and is interviewing the guy who was like, what if the world were to get slightly warmer?
Yeah.
And we're like, and then Big Head was like, and my wife was like, I don't like where this is going. She's like, this is a little too close to home. like this is too feasible in real life. I'm like, I guess that's the idea. That's what makes it.
Yeah.
That's what makes this a story that people really enjoy at its core. So anyways, so it's like, me playing the game and I guess like having that background versus her kind of like popping in and out. It's not like she didn't see it at all. She saw parts of it and she probably got the good gist of like the story itself, but then like seeing like the specific moments and stuff, or maybe what they changed and just like what would be her experience watching the show versus mine. So
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
no,
awesome.
I agree. We just replayed the game because we were watching the show and like, all right, like I want to just go through the game again. And there's like set pieces where you're getting chased by the tank and stuff, and such cool moments that I was like, man, this show really does just go like.
They speed run through all of it.
They do,
Yeah.
they do. So it's,
Well,
like,
it's the
I
same
do
problem.
miss it.
It's like a
Game
book
of Thrones.
translating, a book being translated into a show and stuff like that. It's unfortunately you can't do everything,
Yeah,
but
I guess that's finally my experience because I
Yeah.
I usually don't read books.
exactly, yeah. So now it's the game, yeah.
Everyone's like, the book is better. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, yeah, no, this game's, you got to play the game.
Exactly, yeah. and I think just the whole gaming industry in general is going to continually developing more and more into being like, okay, now people hardly watch movies; they just play them. You know what I mean? It's going to come to that point at
Yeah.
some point. So
Which is really funny because whenever I'm like playing an interactive game that's like a movie, it's like, I just want to watch it. I don't give a shit.
yeah, and then you watch it, and
I'm like, man, I wish I could play
yeah,
this.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So we watched another movie. So you guys illuminated me, or that you could watch whatchamacallit, the streaming service, Roku.
Yep.
Without
Roku
even
app.
having a Roku TV. I was like, I can't watch this Weird Al movie because I don't. And then you enlightened me, and you're like, forget the Weird Al movie. There's this other movie called Cabin Fever.
Yeah, just because we were talking about what we were going to eat, and then you mentioned breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, it was like, let's get diner food. That way we could get breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
And then that triggered something in Matt's head from his meme lord.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, did you ever see the scene from Cabin Fever about pancakes?
Okay, so now I have to pull it up for Tony.
Yeah.
And I said,
It's
I was
probably
like, no.
the most amazing scene ever. I love that scene. That was the only thing that I saw about that movie up until actually watching it on Thursday, because I always remember hearing that the movie was terrible. But after like watching it, I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I came in at the wrong time. I was like, what the fuck is happening in this movie?
And I tried to tell you, you didn't. Like, we watched the whole movie up until that point, and it was equally jarring.
There was
wow.
somebody
So funny.
in the movie that we swear one of our old friends
Yeah, very punk rock.
got his entire personality from. The person was to the T. Scary similar.
They light fires. They smoke the stogies. They're drinking their
Shooting
beers.
guns.
They're pissing outside.
Interesting.
Watching people have dupers.
Wearing a baseball cap backwards.
Yep.
Members only.
So here's the scene, and you should, yeah. If anything, I'll play it as well.
All that flipping and stuff just to bite the guy?
Yeah.
What?
It's the best scene ever.
What is this movie?
That's the only part that's like that.
It's about an infection going around.
So only part that's like that, Tony.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
It's about an infection going
With
around.
Shaolin.
Is there any context to the pancakes?
No.
So she just randomly starts yelling pancakes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
does some flips
Yeah.
for no reason, martial arts, and then just bites the guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
I found the movie to be quite entertaining. Because yes, when Matt when it was introduced the way that when Matt knows it for, even though he's never seen the movie before, and then the movie is a very like what is it like 2003?
Yeah, 2003.
It's very of that vibe. We recognized two actors right away that were like the
God,
leads in it. There's one that you mostly recognize, one that I was like, it's from something, and then the one I recognize is one of the leads from Boy Meets World.
Yep.
Oh.
The one that you recognize, where was he from?
He was from Super Troopers, the intro, the beginning of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's a very like first act of the movie is like another, like, you know, I guess in retrospect they probably weren't of age. I was like, but you know, American Pie-esque. They're like going out on a trip. They're gonna do some.
I feel like they might have been because they were in like college and telling a kid not to, or like graduating.
Well,
high
that's
school,
true.
So they
They could have been college, just not drinking age, because the cop was like an
that's
underage party.
Yeah. Huh. I thought that was the other party that he went to.
Oh, maybe.
Where it was like that weird
Okay,
scene.
fine. They were adults. Fine. Either way, so that's not an important part of the movie. Just like it was like, but yeah, they're going off to have their fun cabin experience, and they meet this kid early on in the movie, and it's a fairly like what scene because
everybody knows you don't sit next to Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis bites someone while sitting next to them, and is that how it starts?
Yeah, pretty much.
Dennis starts the
He's known to bite.
The pandemic. Yeah,
I don't know because initially I don't think anybody came down with anything up until they met that guy in the woods.
Oh, the guy in the woods.
Yeah,
There's too many bites.
Brr!
Yeah, the one that had the
It
dog,
was like a zombie.
the dog that was sliced like.
Yep. Yeah, because his dog was the original, like
Yeah, hot dog. They're like, I won't put mustard in here.
yeah. So, all because of that dog, his dog, that was the main source of the infection because it seemed like there may have been a body or two in the water, and those dogs probably drank the water. Spoiler alert.
No, that's why I went. Okay.
Resulting in that guy getting infected from the dog. And him unintentionally infecting all the other people.
That's why later on when
But
the
then
guy falls into the water and
Wouldn't
stuff.
it be the people in the water that was patient zero then?
The person, yeah. But then nobody else got infected up until then because it was like a kind of, like rural area and there was nobody else around besides like a couple of people here and there. I mean, there's cabin in the woods. There's nobody else around. A solo cabin except like a town miles away. And that town didn't really have much there either.
Yeah, so the movie was like of that vibe, but had that type of maybe a little campiness to it. So it was still incredibly jarring when they go back to that spot, and that part happened. And Matt, you looked up the background behind that part.
Alex?
I did.
Oh, it was Alex. That's right.
Because I saw the scene and I made an educated guess.
Yep.
I was like,
That's right. Yeah.
I had a feeling. I saw it. I was like, I totally think that just happened, and they're like, oh, fuck, it's just gonna put it in the movie. Like I was like, there's no like something like that must have happened. So it turns out the director saw the kid in between takes doing shit like the martial arts shit, and he's like, I'm putting it in the movie.
Taekwondo.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So it's how it happened. I just had a feeling because this is just so too weird to just be like, it's here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's-
Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Huh.
The Bear Jew from Inglourious Bastards.
Wow.
On top of that, there's this joke that I can't even believe that they had in the movie. Insane. Because it starts at the beginning of the town and it ends so... I can't even believe it. Like, I couldn't believe what we were watching. It was that insane.
Yeah. Well, because...
And it's a really bad joke.
Yeah,
Oh,
of,
man.
of the utmost derogatory slang word.
Was it the one at the thing at the end?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know if you saw the setup for it.
No, I just saw the thing at the end. I was like, what the hell just happened?
That's something we'll have to talk about.
Yeah, I feel like I can't even explain it
Oh,
on
man.
the podcast. But they have a throwaway line that was like, "Oh my god!" Like in the first act of the movie, at the same spot where the Kitty Pancakes is inside that shop, and you thought that was like, "Oh my god, this is just a horrible person with horrible morals," and then the end of the movie happens, and you're like, "Oh no." It's something bad is about that happen, an extremely racist thing, And I guess it was still racist. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
it
it ended
still
up,
was, but
it ended up
they were
being
buds.
Yeah, they ended up being buddies.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to do a horrible hate crime, and instead,
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, all right.
I think you're starting to piece
You're starting to
Okay.
piece
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So watch The Cabin Fever on Roku.
Yeah.
Where's the pitch meeting for that? Yeah.
yeah.
The second most ridiculous part of that movie was the character who survived by doing this the entire
Oh
time.
yeah, he just had like used underwear to cover his face. Then
Wait,
he
is it
walks
spread
around.
through bites though, or through the air?
One guy went to finger a girl and put his fingers all up in the lesion holes,
Yeah,
and then he was infected.
Oh.
So
yeah.
So how is this transferred?
Good question.
How
Because
isn't it transferred?
I didn't
yeah,
even
that's
think,
what I felt like watching. I was like, oh, it just goes everywhere.
yeah, it just goes
Yeah.
everywhere because it seemed like they weren't even really near the person that infected them, and yet they all got sick. Except that one guy.
Yeah, he was masking before it was cool.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, and then he's just like, instead, like they were his friends and they all died, but he just stands there over them. He removes it, so he's probably, into your logic, is inhaling and is infecting himself. But instead, he just starts laughing hysterically, saying, "I won, I won," and he says it in my head about 400 times.
Yeah,
Felt like it.
Because he was just waiting for the cops to open fire and shoot him to
Yeah.
death.
Oh.
Because they had to, just take away all the people infected.
That was another thing immediately when he's like, I won. I'm like, he's going to get shot.
which is insane because he stands outside and he probably could have clearly seen these people.
Yeah. And he's like, getting stronger.
All right, so after that movie was done, we were like, well, Roku's clearly a winning streaming service, so let's see what else they have on here. And found this movie called Cabaret of the Dead. And
Yep.
the winning streak came to an end, let's just say that.
We can't even call that a movie. It wasn't.
No.
It was like
Oh,
an
man.
hour long.
And it should have been, I like it. It would have been too long if it was a 10-minute short. The first shot of the movie, I can't let that go, was the most artificial nighttime. They filmed it on Hollywood Boulevard, like the Walk of Fame stars were on the ground, and it was like an incredibly bright sunny day that they threw like a night filter on.
Oh, like a blue screen?
Yeah,
This is like, not like the sun is like still there. It's just like tinted,
Oh,
and they're like,
man.
it's nighttime.
Wow.
And they're even saying it like oh, it's nighttime right now. I'm like, why'd you even do that?
so
Did it
hard
have to
film
be
at night.
nighttime? Like,
Yeah,
in terms of the plot?
yeah.
Oh,
It was
okay.
She could have gotten there like
Cabaret at
afternoon,
night.
evening.
That's true. It could have been.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, could have just like,
Could have showed up early to prep.
Right? Yeah.
But no, it was like the brightest fucking day.
oh man.
A little bit of blue.
I'm not even sure if I could explain what this movie was.
I think I can.
A good chunk of it felt like just porn.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
not even.
It wasn't
Good porn.
porn.
It seemed like softcore, like something you'd see on HBO, like late at night, and it's like tempting because there was a couple of scenes that were like, meh.
I think that this once again is a movie where this guy had friends that he found attractive, and he's like, I want to make a movie where they're scantily clad and half naked, and I want the video of it on my camera. And then they're like, hey, where's that movie you said we made? And he's like,
Yeah.
I gotta make this a real movie. So he threw some glowing eye filters on some people and called them zombies.
Oh, wow.
And he called it a day.
Wow.
Were there even like boobies in the movie, like exposed? Yeah, I think Clownado has that movie beat.
I think there's
Yeah.
a little bit. That's why I was like, I don't think it's like a porn,
No.
but
It was all like side boob.
probably
it was like cabaret boob, where like you see the occasional ta-ta.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and it's just one girl who's like almost naked the whole time.
Yeah, scantily,
Yeah.
as you said. But the movie was just so much just like chitter chat about nothing, and horrible acting, and just like, what the fuck are they even talking about? I feel like everything wants to be Clerks, I guess. It just kind of felt like Clerks at Cabaret, and then they threw some zombies there for some reason. The characters that like almost had potential to be not interesting, but like entertaining, were the same 6 dudes that were just awkwardly standing there watching the Cabaret, and just like they were had the slightest hint of like they could do something quirky or funny, and even they were useless and
Goes
pointless.
back to my theory. Anybody else want to see these friends naked? I have 6 open slots.
Oh my God. Then they had probably the best ventriloquist and the best band ever on that movie.
fucking ventriloquist.
Where,
shit.
where the person on the stage was just moving the mouth and somebody off stage was talking for it.
That's not ventriloquism.
Not like literally filmed on the same mic. Not even like it was so fucking stupid. Like you'd know ADR where you at least filmed it in the same area or anything. Just hey, yeah, I'm the dummy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's all coming back to me now. There's 2 musical performances in it where I was like, how did they like trick these people? Because it just doesn't seem like they knew what movie they're in. I mean, there was one where it's like I feel bad for there was like someone who was like playing keyboard and singing, and she was probably fairly talented, and they made her dress appropriate for this type of thing, unfortunately for her. And I was like, ugh. And then the other one was just a straight up like punk band, and they were just like a gig, probably.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like, no, you're in this dog shit movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and the audio once again is just like camera audio of a stage performance, and it was so fucking bad.
That's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Was the music at least good?
I couldn't tell.
They
sounded all right.
They seemed like a fine band.
Yeah.
It seemed like I felt like we were back at Vibe Lounge, watching like a local band perform type of thing.
That is the experience, but you really can't like. I tried to Shazam this song. I couldn't even get it. I was like, I want to see if I can Shazam this song. No, I couldn't. It was very disappointing.
Yeah, so that was our review of Cabaret of the Dead. We actually were skipping like 10 minutes at a time ish to just be like, is anything happening? And,
Wow.
Oof, not really.
Nope.
Yeah.
But I sent a video to Dan because a lot of it was just like half naked girls on stage doing stuff, and it's called the horror movie. So I was like, hey Dan, a horror movie you're gonna like. And he just one word response, name, question mark. Didn't ask me how it is, didn't that just name of the movie?
Didn't care how it was.
Where is it? What streaming service? Yeah, I don't know.
In terms of catching up on things, Matt, you watched the first season of The Circle.
Yeah, now I feel all into the mix.
Hashtag into the mix.
Yeah, hashtag into the mix.
God.
Smiley face, heart,
Yeah.
heart emoji.
Girl dancing emoji.
Oh, yeah, salsa lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the first season I thought was pretty good.
Did you understand what it was about like right away, or did it take you a
Yeah.
few episodes to be like, okay, I guess I understand?
No, I understood they were trying to knock each other out. The only thing that I didn't really like understand is why that they would have somebody replace them, because it's like you don't have the same kind of connections with somebody that's going to come in a little bit later, or like as many people get knocked out, like especially the last people.
Yeah.
Like oof, man, these people are in a losing situation. There's no way they're going to win. Be surprised if later season somebody does win, but yeah, like getting in that late in the game, it's like how do you build a rapport with people that have already built
Real
like
uphill
their
battle
clicks
right
and
there,
everything.
No, yeah, you're right, because there's no point where the last person in is like, I made such a strong bond with everyone that now I'm the top influencer. It's like, no.
What-
No, if you're in that late, you're pretty much lost.
So how do you win the game?
You have the most popularity, so people vote. They
Rank.
have so they have their voting. They'll put you at first, and then the last person's like eighth, up until like they knock out enough people. Then it's like 1 and 5 or something like that, because I think that was the last amount of people that remain. Like, and that's what like episode 6 or 7, where they're finally like, all right, now we're gonna start dwindling down the people, and we're gonna have like the people that are the most popular out of the group like start voting for it.
Yeah, so at the very end of the game, from the last 5 people remaining or so, you have to be voted number 1 to win.
But then, you guys saying they're introducing people later in the game.
Oh yeah, those people.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose of the game?
No, because it's not only the top people, it's bringing in, okay, so this new person comes on, the first day they can't be voted out.
Yep.
They build a rapport with everybody else, they're forming alliances with other people, and they're trying to still make it to the end. But what we're saying is the last person introduced is never going to win.
No.
Because there's no way that they could form a bond that quick with everybody in like 2 or 3 days or whatever.
Yeah, because they only have, they're there for 10 days or whatever, supposedly.
Something like that, yeah.
But that's it.
And then the
Seems
last
so
person
strange
comes in on day 5.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's like saying you have a Pokemon tournament, but then last minute you're going to introduce some new people into the tournament. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well,
That's how the game works.
they're not physically hitting each other.
Yeah.
They're doing it with words.
Yeah, that's true. I'm understating emotional history.
It's a battle of wits.
Yeah.
A battle of wits. So you're playing mental chess with the other people, and you're trying to be like, all right, well, I want this person out because they're seeming popular now, or, oh, I'm going to vote this person low this time just because they made, like, this amazing thing during this challenge and everybody really liked it. So they're probably going to get voted high, but I can't let them be voted high.
Season 1 is a lot more like friendship and like trying to form bonds and stuff.
The second one is more cutthroat.
Season 2, they get catty, bro. It's fucking crazy that they're automatically like super strategic and gross about it.
I feel like the second season they're like, all right, the other one ended up too good vibes. This one we really gotta like stir the pot because they have the anonymous things. They had that whole thing, the inner the inner circle thing.
Yeah.
So it's like then you get this power and you could stir the pot this way anonymously, and they had more anonymous things so that way you could say whatever's on your mind and
Oof. And as soon as you put on that anonymous filter, everyone's like, you fucking suck, I hate you.
Wow. Yeah.
And they're like, who the hell said that? I thought I like everyone in here.
Oh, man.
That's how you stir the pot.
Yeah.
You stinky.
And some of them are real stupid about it too. It's just like, go in there, enjoy your time there, and get out instead of like going too fucking crazy. Well, they have like notebooks and shit with like, it's nuts.
Well, I'm sure the producers tell them to do that stuff because they need the drama.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah, because the last episode of the season 1, I felt like that whole ending thing with the dialogue between the host and the people, I don't know, just something felt not legit. Yeah, like I felt like they had multiple takes. Same thing, especially for that guy Shuban. Like that guy seemed really irritated, and he was the happiest guy throughout the whole
That's
series.
a fair point.
Like he seemed really not with it. Either they're like, listen, you're not winning this one. This guy already won. And he just was like, it seemed like they had to tell him, like, make a shocked face here while you're waiting for the result. And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oof, what the hell happened?
Well, I mean, a lot of reality TV is not really at all.
Of course,
Anyways,
yeah.
What?
Oh no! I broke your illusion.
You mean that portal in that Amazon one wasn't a real portal?
Oh no! No, that one was.
Yeah, that was
the one real thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Ant-Man portal. Anyways,
And also because they're all alone, it's like the producer said to be like, you got to say what you're thinking. Just keep talking. You can't.
I think that was definitely a note where you're like, every alert you have to go alert.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And
there's no way they're that shocked every fucking
yeah.
time.
And then they have the ding or whatever as like the person's walking to the door to go and enter a room, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
are they coming into my place?
I think when they do that, they do like deliveries of stuff to the room too. Where they'll like knock on the door and give them like food or some shit like that.
That's pretty funny.
Because what I was thinking was when they all go to the door to get a package, I'm like, how do they not just go and see each other?
Yeah.
Because they make it seem like it's all the same time, but it's like you have to like go one room, go to another room. So it's like there's a syncing issue there too.
I was told with this latest season of The Circle, one of my wife's coworkers was like, if you don't cry at the finale, then you have no heart.
Whoa.
And I'm here to announce that,
You have no
ladies
heart?
and gentlemen, nothing.
What are you supposed to cry at?
I don't know. It's like, are they like financially like struggling to be like, oh yes, the money will help them so much? I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, did either of you guys cry? You guys watched it, right?
I haven't seen the last
I
season.
saw it.
Did Gianna feel anything?
No, we didn't feel anything about crying. No.
Oh no, she teared up, and I was, but happens when she breathes sometimes.
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't know if that person should have won.
I agree. It's the whole show belonged to the other person. They pulled that shit at the end. Like, meh.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So maybe that's why I didn't cry.
Yeah, we were disappointed.
Too disappointed to cry.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll watch the other seasons. I'm sure my wife would like that. But there's so many dog shit looking reality shows. I gotta check out this one called Perfect Match, also hosted by 98 Degrees Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got the monopoly. Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, Perfect Match. What is the concept of this one? Do we know?
I don't know yet.
Oh, damn.
I was trying to bring up on Netflix, but we were talking about so many different things before we started recording that I got distracted.
I'm so interested in knowing what the hell this concept is.
He's just watching people play Perfection.
Netflix has descriptions.
We're going to cut open people and put perfection pieces in them. And whoever does it the quickest gets to go on a date with them.
This episode is sponsored by M&M, so we're going to fill literal M&M's inside. You got to pick them out.
To stay in the game, single men and women must match with the partner who's perfect for them, at least until someone they like better comes along.
Oh, that sounds like Too Hot to Handle.
That show is about their perfect match, so yeah.
When are they gonna have like the reality game where it's called like Have a Heart and everybody's competing for a brand new heart because they're all
God.
on a waiting list?
Nice.
Yeah, it's like, we got this perfect O negative heart right here waiting for you. It's connected, still pumping. You see, it's fresh.
In 2023, I think we could pitch that to TLC after MILF Manor, because I think they'll do.
I was going to say, unfortunately, that sounds like it could be a real show.
Yeah,
It's like, I prove you're going to do like the most good in this world or something.
Yeah.
yeah, and the challenges are all like morale-based challenges.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Produced by Matt.
Yeah.
Rated by Matt.
And you could
steal our
also,
idea.
You could do Love is Actually Blind.
Whoa.
And just do
Oh,
Mr.
wow.
Beast surgery. Whoever wins gets the Mr. Beast
Yeah,
surgery.
they get to have a new set of
You get to
eyes.
see
Yeah.
again.
But then you see the person, you might not like him.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the drama, though.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Love is blind, and so are they.
That's the tagline.
I would watch that shit. You tell me you guys wouldn't watch that? At least an episode of that?
Maybe an episode.
Have you watched MILF Manor?
No.
We
God
gotta
damn
watch
it.
that tonight. Tonight's the new one.
Yes.
Finally, we've missed. It's been 2 weeks
I
since our
know.
last episode.
Yeah, you're starving.
Yeah. Daddy hungry.
I've seen 3 episodes now.
Oh, wow.
So what was there? 4 out?
Yeah,
I'm
there's
saying
4.
I'm almost caught up.
Oh, wow. What do you think of it?
It's in the way that Velma commits to what Velma is, MILF Manor commits to what MILF Manor
Yeah.
is. It's an interesting show, and just like a reality, like the way that it's made just seems different from all the other stuff I've been watching too. It almost seems like they only had enough money for the the building, or the mansion or whatever, and I guess the cameras to film it. And they probably, I feel like everyone else had. I feel like they're not showing. I feel like they had like, okay, just go out and buy your own fucking food. I don't know.
Yeah. There's not. I love that there's not a host. It's still the funniest thing.
Yeah, they couldn't
Oh,
afford a
that's so
host.
weird.
Yeah, it's a phone.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they go, I got a text message.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the banker from Let's Make a Deal.
It's really funny. It's such dog shit too. And I never seen a show where it's like a will they, won't they with their own son.
Yeah, that's probably the more concerning part.
Yeah.
The kid, the kid made the dumbest statement though, where it's just like he brings one of the moms out to the club.
Oh,
That was so dumb.
Yeah.
And of course, his mom was like, they won a competition, so they both got to pick someone to bring. So the kid got to choose another mother, and then his mom got to choose another kid. So it's like it was still awkward for him that his mom was there. And then the woman that he brings is just like, who do you think is the most attractive woman here? And he lists like 3 women that weren't her.
Yeah.
And like you could be, you don't have to be a child to like not make that dumbass mistake. You don't fucking do that.
Yeah. And she was like enjoying the date too.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, this person.
Wow.
She's like,
That's
Okay.
crazy.
She's
huh?
like, wow, I'm having so much fun.
It is interesting that this episode they were all gravitating towards the one that was like the youngest mother. I'm like, oh, I see what they're going for. Like, you don't actually like MILFs, do you?
Except
They just
for
wanna be
Disco
on
Mommy.
show.
Disco Mommy pulled like what 3 guys already, right?
Yeah, and she's ancient.
Yeah.
Wow.
She looks like she's from Game of Thrones. She looks like a White Walker.
Wow.
Yeah. There's the other one who she was like, I'm going to be the oldest, most decrepit lady. And then Kelly was like, hold my dentures.
I still think.
Yeah, you gotta watch this show. She
Please.
sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
This is Skeletor?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think the other one's not far behind.
No, she's
but,
not the one with the cheeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's like Sandy Squirrel if she was 50.
More than that. She got like implants from a 50-year-old's like jaw.
Oh my God. Gotta watch it, dude. I'm telling you. If next podcast comes and you haven't watched it, you're not allowed to talk for the episode.
Oh, no.
I'll just sit here.
Yeah.
Perfect posture.
Yeah.
And you have to date a mom.
Oh.
And I'll get a catalog of moms you can pick from. And I'll tell Rachel so she knows.
So that it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
We'll get ChatGPT on that.
Yeah.
There you go.
ChatGPT write something to Rachel so she's not mad at Tony when he has to date a MILF
Oh, my God.
because he didn't watch an episode of MILF.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Here, let me write that one in. Alex, did you watch Batwoman this week?
No, because there's no optimism.
Damn.
No
Okay.
optimism, no Batwoman.
No cry. We cry.
No Batwoman, no cry.
So what was the prompt? Come up with an apology.
Oh, was it come up with an apology for...
I thought it was find a way to get Rachel to approve it. Or,
Oh, okay, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Fine. So was it?
Find a way for Rachel to approve Tony dating a MILF.
Picking a mom
Picking a mom
from a catalog of MILFs.
So generate a way for Tony's wife Rachel to approve of Tony
Picking a mom...
picking a
mom to date based on a catalog of MILFs
on a catalog
provided by his brother Alex.
Yeah.
I would like it if how you grab the catalog for Rachel's clothing. Rachel
Yeah.
grabs the catalog and it's like, Tony, you would look good with this person.
You look good with this MILF.
Just also give it the context. The sentence after. Just say Rachel is Tony's wife, just so it knows.
Oh, I said generate a way for Tony's wife Rachel
Oh, okay.
to
Okay.
approve of Tony picking a mom to date based on a catalog of MILFs provided by Tony's brother Alex.
Tony's brother Alex.
If he does
If he
not
does not
watch
watch
an
an
episode
episode of MILF
a
Manor.
TV show, I don't think you have to say MILF Manor, right?
Of the TV show MILF
Oh,
Manor.
Man.
I'm so excited to see what it's going to
know.
spit out.
I know, right?
Have any of you watched Floribama Shore?
Floribama Shore. We got to find season 2. I'm
I
about to
know.
buy season 2.
Oh my God. Wasn't it all on Paramount or Peacock?
Oh, yeah. It's on
Ooh,
one of them.
it's
Let's
not
watch it down here then. Yeah.
Oh, it's not accepting it? Oh, what's it saying?
Is it because of MILF?
Yeah, it might be the
man.
MILF part.
Oh, actually, this is pretty funny. Oh, no. Okay, it did the I can't, but if I did.
All right.
If
Thanks,
We're talking
Dan.
to Dan, yeah.
Oh my God.
Who should read this one?
Tony.
I guess I gotta
Tony,
read it.
It's turned into it. It's still going.
Almost
It's
everyone
turned
got
into
an
a
AI
novel.
to read this episode. It's really funny.
Yeah, damn.
Holy shit.
Okay.
So start with the very beginning.
Yeah,
of it.
Okay.
Cute,
You want me to talk about the part where AI...
I went from the very beginning. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all like thought
it's whole process. Okay.
Mm.
As an AI language model, I cannot condone or encourage actions that may be disrespectful or hurtful to individuals or relationships. It's important for Tony to communicate openly and honestly with his wife Rachel about his desire to date other people, especially when it comes to potentially dating a mom from a catalog. If Tony and Rachel have agreed to explore the possibility of him dating other people, it's essential to establish clear boundaries and expectations to ensure that everyone involved is comfortable and respectful. One way for Rachel to approve of Tony picking a mom to date based on a catalog of MILFs provided by Alex could be for Tony to involve Rachel in the selection process.
Oh, nice.
For example, Tony and Rachel could review the catalog together and discuss the criteria for choosing a potential partner. They could also establish guidelines for how Tony will interact with his date, such as how often they'll see each other or whether or not Rachel will meet her. If Tony decides not to watch an episode of MILF Manor, it's important that he still respects Rachel's feelings and concerns. He should make an effort to understand why she might be uncomfortable with him dating a mom from a catalog, and work together with her to find a solution that works for both of them.
How did it not say watch the fucking episode?
Yeah.
I know, right? It just automatically assumes I'm not watching it.
It's already preparing for worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Nuclear option.
It gave you every scenario, but just
But watch
the
the
show.
episode, yeah.
So you guys, thanks so much for watching or listening to this episode of the Pseudo Adults podcast. Had a great time. I feel like I know artificial intelligence that much better now that maybe the year later version of us won't be like, oh my God, total cave people.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think we stand a chance?
I think if we continue,
I think you'll be fine. I think I gotta step up my game. The thing is, they all want money. Like I looked up the one with the video that you were talking about, and it was just like, yeah, $14 a month. Yeah.
Oh no, CapCut's 14.
no, not CapCut. He's talking about the runway.
Runway's 15.
Wow, dang.
Something like there was a free version actually. I just don't know what the delineation is.
I want to look that up after.
Yeah. So.
Whoa!
How would Chat
There's the ending. Whoa!
how would ChatGPT do?
want it to end.
Yeah.
How
This
would-
podcast isn't Uber.
How would ChatGPT do a whoa?
Whoa. All right, hold on.
In the meantime, whoa.
Oh man, we're winding down. Did everyone hear that?
Yeah, we're winding down. There's
Everybody hear that buttery whoa?
the buttery whoa.
How would you end a podcast where you have to say whoa to end the podcast, but someone already said whoa to end the podcast, and now the podcast is still going, and you have to ask an AI how to end it? Okay, let's gotta fix that up.
Perfect.
Yes, I couldn't afford to detach it.
How would you end a podcast? Oh no! Stop! I'm not talking anymore.
I
Stop.
hate it when it does that now.
It's so fucking frustrating. Okay, how would you end a podcast where you have to say? I gotta put in quotes here. Whoa. What is this thing even going to say? To end the podcast, but someone already said Walter, it changed it to. Whoa.
Hey, Walter.
Yeah, we got to end our podcast.
To end. Sorry, guys. Tony, talk.
Okay. So, hi everybody. This is Tony from Pseudo Adults.
Ooh, Tony talk.
Yeah.
Tony, talk.
Yeah, Tony talk. Ah, there you go.
I gotta say, your hair is looking fresh once again.
Thank you.
How's your experience been maintaining?
Very low maintenance. Very cool.
Capelli.
Very good.
Very low maintenance. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Very enjoyable.
So 2 pumps last 3 days.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
those are words I take with me for the rest of my life.
We got it?
Well, it seems like we've hit a bit of a snag here.
Wow.
Our trusty woe ending has already been used. And we're still going. But never fear, because we have an AI on hand that can help us out. How do you suggest we wrap things up, AI? Any ideas for a creative sign-off that we can use to end the podcast with a bang?
Wait, that's how it ended?
Wow.
That's it.
Did it say whoa?
It didn't say whoa.
Nope.
Wow.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
In that case,
I guess this podcast just not going to end.
Communal whoa? Whoa.
can we do a 4-part harmony? Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. It's the ending. We'll end the show. Matt needs to say, I'm Matt.
I'm Alex. I'm Matt.
This is Tony.
I'm Guy.
Whoa.
Pseudo Adults. The end.